Good day to all of our panelists and audience. I am Mr. Elenuel Genova of Memorial State College, College of Criminal Justice, representing the research titled Premarital Sex Experiences Among Anonymous Female College Students. Premarital sex, a term used to describe sexual activities between two people of opposite sex or some partner before reaching the legal age of marriage, according to BC and Basel of 2013. In the Philippines, premarital sex is both culturally and socially prohibited. However, despite of moral issues concerning premarital sex, many among of young adults engage in this kind of practice. In our societal strata, mostly if not in all cases, our college youth are the most vulnerable to this kind of sexual activities. According to Romeo of 2004, each year young women leave security of their parents to attend in colleges and university in the distant locations. Campus environment, therefore, become a provider of not only academic stimulation but also a variety of activities and opportunities for socialization that occurs in the form of academic clubs, student organizations, fraternity, and sorority. This form of socialization prone young women to emergent risk of premarital sexuality, according to Mosa and Umar of 2013. Sex in itself is not wrong at any age, but premarital sex may harm the mental development of adults in several forms. Premarital sex or sexual experiences many times leads to the misconception that the sex to be enjoyed at whatever is possible. Forced premarital lovemaking will lead to mental depression and dilemma. Another danger is possible exchange of disease, as premarital partners may not be aware of disease that spread through intercourses. Getting pregnant through premarital sex is another disaster. Emotional imbalance and guilt feeling could be the result of most premarital sex affairs. For the statement of the study, it anchors first to determine the profile of the anonymous female college students in terms of age, year level, income of parents, whom they live with, and if they stay in boarding houses. Second, to determine the anonymous female college students, concordance to identify reason he being involved in premarital sex. And third, to determine the anonymous female college students, concordance to identify consequences for being involved in premarital sex. For the research methodology of this study, a descriptive survey was utilized to elicit information from anonymous female college students during the first semester of academic year 2018-2019 on matters relating to premarital sex, hence the study was descriptive. The study was conducted in Carlos W. Memorial State College, Binalbagan campus. For the questionnaires used on this study, it is based on the literature review and primarily taken from the study of Kumar and Tiwari of 2003, also Fawili, Ubunkan, Uuni and Uchi of 2010, and Jiao and Yi of 2011, and Musa of 2013. The researchers made questionnaires were developed intended only to gather data on premarital sexuality among anonymous female students. The questionnaire was comprised of 3 parts. Part 1 asked the anonymous female college students of their profile. Part 2 asked the anonymous female college students concordance to identify reasons for being involved in premarital sex. And last, Part 3 asked anonymous female college students concordance to identify consequences being involved to premarital sex. The questionnaire was open-ended, thus giving the respondents a chance to state other reasons and consequences not stated in the choices. For the validity and reliability of this instrument, a 5-member panel who are expert in validation review every item in the questionnaire. The experts were comprised of 3 social science instructors, an English critic, and a statistician who were researching into. Using a Golden Skates validation instrument, a value of 4.27 established the validity of the instrument. After the validity was acquired, the instrument were piloted tested to 30 female criminology students of Carlos Memorial State College, Binalbagan campus, whom the researcher assumed not be included in the final administration of prisoners. from back alphas of 0.83 established the reliability of the instrument. For the sampling and the gathering of the data procedures, after the validity and reliability of the instrument, the researchers reproduce the instrument and for its administration. Participants were identified through purposive convenient sampling. Those only enrolled female college students during the first semester of academic year 2018-2019 were the target to enter the survey. Permission were asked if they were willing to participate, and they were not obliged to compel in answering the questionnaires if they opted not to participate in the survey. The questionnaire was inserted in the white envelope, and the respondents were informed on the sensitivity of the issues contained in the questionnaire. They were advised to answer the questionnaire in place whom they think they were secured. After answering the questionnaires, they should insert it again in the envelope and drop it in the boxes placed in the conspicuous area within the college premises. Anonymous female college students were advised that the data will be treated with utmost confidentiality. For the statistical analysis, the mean and percentage distribution were used in the determination of the profile of the respondent. For the concordance, to identify reasons and consequences for involved the Premarital 6, the weighted mean and standard deviation were used. As to the results and discussions of the study, a total of 1,125 survey questionnaires, the same numbers of anonymous female college students enrolled during academic year 2018-2019 were reproduced. However, during the administration of the questionnaires, only 863 or 70.45% of the entire anonymous female students enrollees participated in the survey. The rest refuses to participate, among who participated only 50 or 5.79% responded in the survey questionnaires. The table 2 shows the reason for being involved in Premarital 6. As to the lab reason, with a mean value of 3.80, it shows that anonymous female college students agree to the statement that 6 is their only way to show their love to their boyfriend. According to Mosa of 2013 and Sindhu of 2014, reported that female students, particularly those who newly admitted in the university, engaged in 6 as a sign of treat or love. As to peer influences, based on table 2, a mean value of 3.66 shows the agree to the statement that their classmates, roommates, or peer deceived them to have 6, finding conform to the report of Musa of 2013, Ibrahim of 2003, Okinku, Putelsi, and Neka of 2005, also of Sindhu of 2014. That the students engaged in one form of Premarital 6 because of peer pressure. Also, in table 3, consequences for being involved in Premarital 6, it shows that the anonymous female college students' opinions were not sure on the responses to all consequences of being involved in Premarital 6. Their overall responses were either agree or disagree, with the overall results of grand mean of 2.82. This implies that female college students from Carlos Hidalgo Memorial State College, Binalbagan campus, were not aware of the possibility to suffer all of the consequences for being involved in Premarital 6. While Wright and Williamson and Henderson of 2006 inferred that lack of satisfactory information of sexuality was mostly responsible for teenage pregnancy. As to the conclusions and recommendations, Based on the results of the study, the following conclusions were drawn. First, even though small in numbers, anonymous students who responded on the survey concurs that there were an occurrence of premarital sex activities among anonymous female college students in Camp C, Galvano campus. Second, sex as their only way to show their love to their boyfriend and being deceived by classmates, roommates, or peers to have sex were the compelling and normative social factors that lead anonymous female college students to engage in premarital sex. And last, anonymous female college students were not sure that they will possibly suffer biological, psychological, social, and emotional consequences for being involved in sex or premarital sex in the future. For the recommendations of this study, based on the results, these are the following recommendations. First, the college as an institution for higher learning should develop and strengthen its sex education curriculum, enabling students to understand the danger associated with early sex and prepare them on how to manage sexual urges. Second, the college authority should step up to its responsibility as custodians of the students under their care and monitor activities of campus, social clubs, and reviews, and policy regulating the conduct of campus social clubs. And then the third, the college should encourage student organizations to organize seminars, debates, symposia, and other related activities which will help them build their academic potentials and resist deviant activities. And last, to the parents, as a matter of responsibility, should monitor and pay regular visits to their children and the college and provide them with basic materials that will make their stay comfortable. That's all my presentations of my study. Here are the literature cited for my study. Thank you.